is just as real. All right. This extreme solution is a problem in itself. It just makes matters worse, you know. So, but not only that, he starts creating content, and then he's built over 100,000 subscribers. Shout out to the 20 people that are here to learn the real stuff, right? He's built over 100,000 because there's like, once you spell out a problem, right? Even though your problem is your problem, so people will take that one little 1% part they can relate with, and they will say, I can relate. And then they might, because they are same lane people, they will engage your solution thinking it's going to solve their problem. And that's another layer of problem. But let's go ahead and listen to what he's now saying. This video was released 5 days ago. All right. And he's been, remember, he's also a 6-figure barber. Reminds me of the 6-figure Uber driver, but he's a 6-figure barber. There are 6-figure barber. At least the video's barber charges $1,000 per haircut. That's the last thing we saw. Anyway, my point is that he was a 6-figure barber. You know, that's what he claimed. But he's been traveling around the world, meeting different types of ladies, Thailand, Africa, Uganda, Kenya. So he's traveling. I think it's a beautiful thing to want to travel. I think the reasons for him traveling are terrible reasons, and I think he's also grifting, and I think it's also misleading a lot of impressionable young mind. But let's play this 17 minutes video and let's take it from there. I'll play one at a time, 1 minute at a time, and then we'll talk 1 minute or more at a time. Let's see what he has to say 5 days ago. It's an update, confessions time.
Favorite YouTuber, Austin Holloman. Hello everybody, it's your favorite YouTuber, Austin Holloman. We are still here in Madrid, Spain. I'm having a very fun time staying inside, and my bank account is loving it as well, because it is almost as expensive as it is back home in the States, in Texas. If not more expensive than me in Dallas. Yes, it is. So, we will make head to Turkey next, and just head to Turkey in this Europe trip, because I'm blowing more money. I could be saving more. I could have more money in my pocket. Anyway, that's not today's topic.
What's today's topic?
If you guys are new here, I'm Austin Holloman. I'm a world traveler, and I'm doing a social experiment with socializing with people around the world, living in other countries and dating other women and getting online and journalizing. Social studies.
Wait, what?
And getting online and journalizing.
He said, I'm getting online and generalizing. Is that what he said? Can you guys hear what he said? Help me, help me, help me. Speaking of generalizing, women in Harvard are not influenced by rap videos. Okay, bro. I feel like he's speaking a different language and MOP is interpreting, even though he's speaking English. It's a different English he's speaking. Let's stop the cap. Can we do that already? Let's stop the cap. Yeah?
Stop the cap.
He's speaking a different type of English, and that's fine. 6-figure barber. Is he traveling to Bible era or helping Delilah to shave Samson? Maybe he has a Davido that is cutting his hair or something. You know. Journalizing. Is that what he said? Journalizing? Yes. Journalizing. Okay. Interesting. I was like, generalizing. What do you mean?
Social studies. Now,
social studies.
Today I want to talk about this. Passport bros, a good majority of them are selling you guys a fake dream.
He said passport bros, a good amount of them are selling you what? What was our title today? Our title today say it was all a dream, a scam. Again, Passport Bro was a movement that was started for, I think they said for military men that were living overseas and they decided to settle and marry out there. It wasn't meant to solve a generalized personal problem of dating in America. That wasn't what it was for. But of course, it's become that thanks to social media and thanks to Austin Holloman. So he was the poster boy for Passport Bro. But listen to what he said.
With people around the world, living in other countries and dating other women and getting online and journalizing. Social studies. Now, today I want to talk about this. Passport bros, a good majority of them are selling you guys a fake dream. And you guys can see that from my channel, right? That's why a lot of them choose to, we're going to get into this later, but they choose to discredit me. Because I get online and I can show you in real time what it's like in these other countries. So people might sell Sao Paulo a certain type of way. But I get on live.
I don't brag about business tools often, but when I do, I'm probably talking about Navan. Navan automates
And there's a chick argue with me that I didn't even talk to, but they're also feminine in certain cities. It's so perfect in Sao
There you go, Marriott. They're also feminine in certain cities. Let's keep going.
Paulo. None of these places are perfect the way how they're sold to you. Is it better? Absolutely, it is better. That's why I still live abroad. I went back to Dallas, and it was some bullshit. So I was like, yeah, I made the right decision by moving. This was just confirmation. But a lot of these people are selling these dreams to you as if it's just a utopia. And I'm telling you, you're still dealing with people. They just don't have as much of a messed up mindset and brainwashed and degenerate mindset as they do in the United States. Okay? Now, how are they selling you a dream? First of all
right. So before we continue, he thinks that the passport bros are selling a dream. They're selling a dream, and he's apparently better. It's now better than them. Okay, even though it was the passport bros that brought him to limelight. Okay, he was the passport bro that brought him to limelight because they were like, yeah, we always knew it. You need to leave these women. Leave these women. Don't deal with them anymore, right? At the time, go find the video. I know I had some choices of words that I used at the time. But it was obvious to me that this is just another person generalizing, and misery loves company, and just trying to make their problem everybody else's problem. But it was also clear to me that there's more than enough people that can relate with him, and he's probably going to build a decent followership, which he has done. But now he's saying, listen, I'm better than those people. Literally, he's biting the fingers that fed him because he's made a lot of money also doing the same thing, So Sesma say he's gaslighting us into thinking he's our favorite YouTuber. That intro is silly. Your favorite YouTuber, his people know him, I guess. That's generalizing is not a word. That's why I was confused. He said generalizing. Sesma said I heard generalizing. Okay. Because that would have been like, at least somebody is full chest saying I'm generalizing. I think we all generalize, I pray my kids never learn this kind of social studies. Just make sure the parenting is on point. Just try your best to make sure parenting is on point. Because this internet street is dangerous. Dele says, travel cheaper than rent. Journalizing. A lot of passport bros lied. Oh, I get it. Everyone else except him. Exactly. So Marriott says he's pivoting. He's the one selling the dream. Okay, we're getting somewhere. He's still selling the dream because he's still on YouTube, at least, and he's definitely selling something. Sesma say, I saw gist yesterday. The girl that released the Davido video, Strawberry Pajama, was allegedly denied service at Burger King for being a home wrecker. What? Jesus Christ. He's shifting the whole soccer field, not just the goalpost. All right. MOP has been telling them women are the same all over the world. I have been saying that, And when I say that, that's not to paint a picture that women are as bad as their perception. I'm saying their experience is an opportunity for you to grow. If you have bad experiences in relationships, yes, easier said than done, but it's still what you need to do, especially if you still want to have relationships. You're going to have to see it as an opportunity to grow. Those experiences might be very bad to the bad. You don't collect shiggy banza, right? And you just want to tell everybody that avoid all men, avoid all women. Bro, I promise you, that's not a realistic solution. That's number one. And number two is that even for you, you still want these people. So it's not realistic. So let me keep going because we only have so much time. I'll play 2 minutes at a time so that we can cover a lot. Let's keep going. So right now he's saying I'm a little different. I'm about to update you. Let's see if he's able to tell us something new.
All women around the world don't like all men. And I'm saying this as a Black American man. We've been sold this dream. I never bought it, but we've been sold that Black American men are the most desired men on the planet. Yeah, fucking right.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, fucking right. First of all, If you go to another country, for example, Romania, Romanians prefer Romanians.
Really?
You know, Russians prefer
So
Russians.
profound.
Kenyans prefer Kenyans.
Really?
The women usually prefer somebody from their own country.
No.
That's the number one fact.
Really?
When we start talking about foreigners, if you ask me, we're not the first foreigner they prefer, depending on where you go. They prefer white men before black men in Latin America. This is just what it is. You can disagree.
This is another
This is
version
just
of
what it
this is what it is.
Okay, that's why Latin America
Another
is so mixed.
episode of
For example,
This Is What It Is. The
I've
truth
dated
teller.
many Afro-Latinas in Latin America. My first few girlfriends in Brazil and Rio were Afro-Latina because that's what I prefer is black women, right? All those black
He still
women
prefers
in Rio,
black women. Just not the black women in his
previous man
backyard.
that they were with was a white guy, and they were black. More than likely in the United States, if you're in Dallas, if you're in Houston, if you're in New York, if you're in Miami,
Okay.
if
Atlanta.
you're in Atlanta,
Okay.
if you're in LA,
LA,
most black women
Detroit, maybe not.
usually had a previous black boyfriend, and the guy before may have been black, and the guy before may have been black.
Okay.
It's not as common in the States for women to just hawk on fucking white men the way how they do in Latin America and even Asia. Like I said before, you guys ever notice how the best Thai women are with another Asian guy?
All right. So, has he changed? Has he learned anything? There's a shift going on here, but has he learned anything at all? He's discovered that most people want people in their own kind. He's discovered that, right? Somehow he thought they would like him more, but he's still saying they like white men more than him. It's not about him, by the way. He's talking about himself. He made it seem like it's all black, man. Okay. But let me see what you guys are saying here. So now he's giving us the cheat code. Yes. Yep. He's giving us the cheat code. Chi, you're welcome. He learned the hard way. He's still learning, apparently, because he still think they just pick white people just because they are white. That's still a form of generalization, right? But again, that's okay. That's okay to generalize. It's when you make it your life solution and you literally took 2 years to learn that. I'm not sure if that person will ever learn. They might just shift goalpost. Okay. I doubt if they will ever learn, to be honest with you, because I could still smell the same thing. It's just the characters have changed positions, at least so far in a 17 minutes video so far, right? So he just found out, though. Yes, so men can stop lying to them now. Most desirable where you either have money or not. So hopefully he will calm down, work on himself, and he will attract the right type of women. You can't solve that issue by traveling outside the country, Mumu. Definitely not. You're just gonna, if you have the least you can at least do is learn how to deal with the people in your own circle, in your own environment. And then, if you feel like it's easier, like I actually have friends that say, I can, but I'm good. I'd rather deal with this type of preference. There's nothing wrong with preferences, right? But when you jump on the internet, you try to save the whole world. That's where the problems start to come in, right? Because that urge inside of you, you're just going to hurt yourself more. That's what's going to happen. I have to go and read the comments under that video. The cape will go well with my chicken and gari. The cope or the cape? Which one? Did he say Rio in Brazil? Dude, Rio is in Brazil. I think he's talking about Rio in Brazil. Yeah. But he's talking about Rio in Brazil. Let's keep going. There's more to this. He's going to tell us a little bit more. Let's do another 2 minutes.
Guy, because that's similar to their culture, or they're with a white guy. Now, we got some brothers down there, black American men, that have some good-looking women in these other countries. Not saying it's always the case. But when we bring up an average of what you see when you're down there, it's not us that they're preferring, first of all. So,
it's not us that they prefer when you're down there. That's what he's saying. Let's keep going.
So, can black American men win around the world? Yes, I am.
Really?
Was in Portugal.
Tell us.
I was in Manaus for sure. Even though Sao Paulo required a lot more effort, I was doing well there.
Sao Paulo
I did well in
requires a lot more
Santiago, Chile.
effort.
There's women in every city around the world that prefer or that are open to black men. Let's change this narrative. Women around the world are open to black American men. But to say prefer, for example, I prefer black women. It doesn't matter if they're from Africa, United States, Latin America.
He prefers
I prefer
black women. Okay, let's give him some credit.
I've dated white women since I've been gone. I've dated mestizos since I've been gone. I've dated Asian women. That doesn't mean that I don't date them. It's just when I have my ideal girl in my mind, she's usually black.
Really?
What I'm telling you is women in Asia and Latin America, usually their ideal guy is not somebody that looks like me.
Oh.
Okay? It just is what it is. Now, can you find women in these other countries that prefer black men? Can you find that? I've met men that live in Colombia that said that their wife preferred black men. He married her.
Are you looking for good property deal opportunities in Turkey?
No, we're not.
In case you didn't see our episode.
That's something that is real. You guys remember Kate? Does Kate look like she would ever date a Thai guy? She actually told me she only dates black guys. But does she look like she would date a Thai guy? You know, you can look at some of these chicks and tell that.
All right, so he's winning. He said he's winning. Okay. This rejection really hit him hard. Yeah, but he's trying to make it work. He still wants black women. So he actually goes after black women in Brazil. But he's saying they don't prefer men that look like him. Still. Isn't that sad? Imagine traveling all around the world and they still don't prefer you. Wait till he win. Isn't Oga still single unless he's counting the number of ashawos he slept with? Says smart. That's what he's talking about. But he's going to speak to that too. He's going to speak to that actually. So his preference is not preferring him. Yes. And keep in mind he's talking about preference a lot. Right? Some of these men that yield to these solutions, they're not looking for just preference. They're looking for a girlfriend. But of course, if a Olo show somewhere show them some kind of love, they will, fall into the quickus. Then they get into problems. I haven't covered them a lot because honestly, I don't want to be covering passport bros, But once in a while, I see an opportunity to learn one lesson or two. Today's lesson is just really about self-identity, okay? Today is about self-identity. And there's preferences, there is reality, there's circumstantial occurrences in life, events in life. But when people start to flip preferences around like it's some kind of, like they detected some kind of life formula and they're trying to sell it to impressionable minds, that's what I want us to focus on today, because we see a lot more of that coming out on the internet. They show up in the form of generalization. Again, we all generalize, but when you start to carbon copy paste other people's solution into your life, it's a very dangerous game to play. But all this waka, and he only came back with stories 2 years down the line. Since when a black woman is preference, since his preference rejected him. Well, I think he might have always wanted, maybe at some point he decided he just wanted, I think at some point he decided to just want black women, but black women from outside of United States. That's why he ended up in Kenya and Uganda. Uncle Ben say, I'm triggered. Somebody get me NSC. Just kidding. How is everyone doing? Uncle Ben, no, how far? Black women or mixed race women? Stop. It's confusing. Black. Is it black? There are black women in Brazil. So he's been going after black women in Brazil. But those black women, they don't even prefer people that look like him. And I was like, oh, let's play another 2 minutes.
They're for us. Those are niche. Those are specific. Just like you have, most black men in America want black women, right? Kevin Samuels even told you guys that. Most black men want black women.
Okay.
But you do have some black guys in the States that say, I would never date a black girl. it makes sense only
Tell
to
us more.
believe that black men prefer black women because their mother was black. That's what they saw growing up.
Mm-hmm.
It's somebody that looks, somebody that can relate to the most.
He's making sense finally, huh?
And then we can get further into brainwashing in Latin America, in media, in colonization. All those things play a role. But I'm just telling you guys this. Most people prefer people where they're from. But that does not mean you don't have options. You're not going to convince me that I can go to Romania and more than 50% of Romanian women want to marry a black guy. They might fuck you. They might sleep with you. Yeah. Just the same way how I wouldn't really see myself marrying an Asian woman. Will I smash one? I have. Plenty of them. I don't think, I've met Asian women in Latin America and Sao Paulo. I met them in when I was in Portugal. Beautiful. I don't even approach them. It's not my preference. Doesn't mean that if they showed interest, I would decline them just because they're Asian. But it's just not my preference. So
Not your preference.
That's something that has to be understood. We can't, because
But if she show interest,
dream that they want us and only us, and if we go abroad, we can just snag whoever we want. It's not the fucking case. But yes, in any city you go to in the world, you can find a woman that likes you. Yes, that's even in the United States. You can go to wherever the Ku Klux Klan is, wherever their headquarters is at. There's some racist ass white
Jesus
that
I don't want this video
she'll
getting
sleep
flagged.
with you. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of us are getting confused with she'll sleep with us with she loves us. Just saying.
You know why? Because you guys were always the simps that you still are. Right? That's why. So exactly what I was thinking. Clap for yourself. I was thinking clap for yourself. He deserves some candy. Okay. It's like if there was a scale of 1 to 100, it's like at around 10. He came from 0 to like 10. At least now he knows that people prefer their likes. The people that look like them, what they're familiar with, is just a rule. Typically, not always, but typically, right? And when people have other type of preferences, doesn't mean something is wrong with them. But when they feel the need to save the world with their own preferences because they've had certain types of experiences, that's when we start to look at you sideways like, really? The rejection was that bad? Yeah. I don't have time for that. Like, tell your face. You do have time for that. You're about to create a whole channel with 100,000 subscribers around the same topic. And you've been talking about it for straight 2 years. It's like me saying I don't have time for relationship talks. I need to tell my face because there's a disconnect. There's a right. That's not consistent, right? It's inconsistency in that, right? Evidence-based relationship and marriage resources and coaching to help you navigate the difficult times.
Don't just wing it. Learn the principles that work.
Download our 2 free books and book your complimentary coaching session now at manofprestige.com.